Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Monday night book club. I hope you're all well. I'm so sorry to hear about your son, Art World. I've just been leafing through the comments. I'm so sorry. That's a really horrible, difficult weekend. I hope he's feeling better and that that's just grim. I'm really sorry. Also, apologise to my dog. You will hear her downstairs going crazy at the world. She's worked out that she can get up onto the windowsill in the front bedroom, and she just stands up there on the windowsill barking at everything happening. And she also really hates fairy lights and Christmas lights and all sorts of Christmas decorations. So she just barks at all of those as well. And there's a house over the road from us that's got one of those projector things. And so it looks like snow is coming down the front of the building. So she just barks at it as soon as the nighttime comes. But that's fine because I love her. Yes, hello to all of you. Now, before we start, some admin. Because we are going to have to change the schedule a bit. Ugh, I know, which is annoying. Oh my God, that dog. Because I get the stuff. I've got some work to do from Thursday, basically, and I really need no distractions. So I'm afraid what we're going to do is we're going to put an extra episode in this Wednesday instead of having Wednesdays off like we normally do. Then I'm going to have to take a week off and we will regroup. It'll have to be the Thursday afterwards. There's just some gigs and stuff coming back in, and I know you guys don't mind, but I've got to concentrate on that work for a week. Then I'll be able to do the Thursday. Then I will have to do a pre-record for the Friday because of some gigging. So what I might do is do the weekend, the 12th and 13th. But what I'll do is I'll make a schedule and I'll put it somewhere that we can see it. So yes, Mackie is a little Scrooge. If she hates fairy lights, she might have to go. So is Comedia on or off? I believe it's off. I don't think Comedia are reopening at all, sadly. Yeah, I believe Comedia has moved. If any of you are in Devon, I don't think any of you are West Country particularly, but I have one tour date going ahead. Woohoo! In Great Torrington in Devon on the 11th of December, I am doing a show that night. Oh my God, that dog. So that will be going ahead. Comedia will be moved, I think. So yes, nice to have a bit of work. Just a couple of weeks and then obviously it all shuts down for Christmas again. But just for the next 2 weeks, it might be a bit off and on. But we'll get the story wrapped up and then we'll be ready for Christmas Eve. I assume 10 o'clock is probably the best time on Christmas Eve, just to make sure that any Antipodeans that want to join are able to. I don't know. If there's any sort of time that would make it good or bad for you, let me know and I'll see what I can plan in. I'm just going to have to go and shout at that dog for just a second. I'm so sorry. Back in a mo. Talk amongst yourselves. Mackie! Mackie! Come here. Mackie! For fuck's sake. Mackie! What are you doing? No. No. Pesty little dog. Ooh.
Where is she?
She's here. Won't stop barking. Right, come and apologise to Book Club for your behaviour. No, that wasn't an apology, was it? That was a cross growl. What are you barking at now? You can't see anything up here. There's no windows. That's Tom. You like him. You can see how much he loves Tom from this tail beating me. Oh, thanks, babe. There's Tom's hands.
Mackie, calm down. Calm down.
She's so fun in the evening. She's good all day. And then she just suddenly, just in the evenings, becomes a little show rag. You're right.
Yeah. Why is she being mental?
I don't know. She saw something out the window, I think. I think it's those lights on the house opposite.
Sorry.
No, it's right. Anywho, this really is a little insight into my life. Yes, so there we go. That's is she past her growing window? Is this all there's going to be of her? Well, I'm not sure. We need Kim back. I haven't seen Kim for a few weeks. I think she might be, because they say smaller dogs are done at 6 months. I know things like Labradors and stuff go a year before they're full grown. But everything I've read says Jack Russells are done by like 6 to 8 months, but she's really small. So I don't know. I hope maybe she's just an 8-monther and we've got 2 more months of growing. But anyway, yes, I love my life too. Thank you, Chris. I do love my life. She's a funny little thing. She does amuse me. Definitely a small yappy type dog. Oh, she is. She was so good for a while. At least she's not barking all day. She doesn't bark at everything. It's only once it gets dark and then things are happening. Yes, right. Anyway, today's chapter, she looked so little dancing around with Tom. Yeah, she's teeny tiny. It's funny when you see her up against other dogs and you suddenly go, oh, we bumped into 2 Jack Russells while we were out for a walk the other day. And like, obviously Jack Russells vary quite a lot from dog to dog, but even against both those 2, she just looked pathetic. And I was like, oh God, is this all she's ever going to be? But then I'm not very big. So, yes. Oh, that was a great hearing. Zoe, love your book. Yeah, I don't know if you saw this today, but basically I woke up to a few tweets and Facebook messages from people. Zoe Ball mentioned Klopp actually on the BBC Radio 2 breakfast show, which was amazing. She apparently got given it for her birthday and said it was one of her favourite birthday presents and that it was very funny. So yeah, which was really cool. That was really cool. I'm hoping that maybe she loves it enough that I could go on Strictly It Takes Two. That would be great, wouldn't it? So yeah, who bought that for her? That's really exciting. Like somebody, yes, I think she does live in Brighton. Somebody bought her that present, which is very cool. Yes, I took another load of books down to the post office today, and we're releasing, I've seen the first rush of the 12 Days of Clopmas videos, so I'll be releasing those soon as well. So lots of nice things to look forward to over the season. First day of Advent tomorrow. I haven't got anything to put in my Advent calendar. I might just have to put my antidepressants in each day of my Advent calendar. Is that the saddest thing? I mean, it's quite happy because they do cheer me up, but that's a horrible idea, isn't it? But that's pretty much all I've got that I want to take every day. Just a little sertraline in each pouch. That'll work. Right, let's do a chapter, shall we? So we're up to chapter 15. So you got to decide whether Kate tells Ryan, whether Ryan tells Polly or not. So chapter 15, here we go. The second Kate got into the car, she could tell something was wrong. An instant stomachache settled itself inside her as she wondered if she had done the wrong thing persuading Ryan to tell Polly how he felt. The idea she was wrong confused her because when they had spoken in the bedroom, she felt sure that there was no way honesty wasn't the best policy. Yet the look on Polly's face as she focused on the road in front of them told her she might have been mistaken. You okay? She asked, trying to keep her voice as casual as possible. Mm-hmm, said Polly, indicating a turn left using the right indicator. Bad day? Kate decided there was no point in playing dumb. She reasoned with herself that even if she hadn't spoken to Ryan, she would know from Kate's behaviour that, from Polly, that should be Polly, I keep getting these two names muddled up. Even if she hadn't spoken to Ryan, she would know from Polly's behaviour that something was up with her sister, so it felt natural to question her on it. Oh no, Polly distractedly indicated into the university car park, and Kate pulled up the hood on her jumper in case any of her colleagues saw her turning up to the book club after having called in with period pains for the 3rd time in 2 months. Kate decided not to push things with Polly. Her emotions were never far below her skin, and so if she wasn't instantly spilling her feelings, then there must be a reason, and it was probably better not to press too hard. They pushed the door open into the seminar room being used for the meeting and took their seats on the plastic chairs. Kate avoided eye contact with Clara. She'd realised there was a deliciousness in being an adult and being able to pick and choose who you were friends with. She fully intended to exercise her right to not have to be friends with mean girls if she didn't want to. She'd explained all about Clara to Ewan over dinner the previous night. I don't really know what I did wrong. I don't really know where to go from here, Kate had said through a mouthful of quiche. "This is delicious," said Ewan through a similar mouthload. "And why do you need to go anywhere from there?" "What do you mean?" asked Kate, swallowing. "I mean, why not just accept you're not friends with her and that's okay? You don't have to be rude, but you also don't have to be friends if you don't like each other." The idea had blown Kate's mind. She was so used to needing everyone to like her that the idea that she could just judge Clara's behaviour and just decide not to be friends with her was a core-rocking moment. She ate the rest of the quiche in wonderment, realising Ewan might just have his head screwed on more than most people she knew. He seemed so comfortable in himself. Her world had truly opened up in the last few weeks. She'd been trying to learn from Graeme how to be happy being silent, and now here was Ewan teaching her how to have healthy adult relationships. At this rate, she might be normal by Christmas. The group discussed the rest of Interview with the Vampire and how they felt about it since finishing the entire book. Kate had been planning to keep very quiet in case what she had to say was wrong or provoked an argument, but since her chat with Ewan, she had decided to plough on with her opinions, and if people didn't like them, or her, then that was okay. Well, not okay. She would prefer they did like her, but better they heard what she had to say and made their own minds up than she remained silent eternally just in case. "Wonderful. It's so nice seeing new faces here. So, what shall we read next? The floor is open to suggestions," said Sasha, checking her watch and raising her eyebrows in surprise at how long the discussion had gone on. Oh, hang on, we've got another accent. What are we? Oh, no, she's meant to be Newcastle, isn't she? She's a Geordie, our Clara. How about The Handmaid's Tale? Piped up Clara almost immediately. "Everyone's talking about the TV show and we've never done an upward. I think some of the themes of female value based on reproduction might be..." "No!" Polly almost shouted it across the circle, causing even Frank's head to snap up, and Kate was pretty sure he'd been asleep for the last 30 minutes of the discussion. No, I can't do that." All right," Clara said, disgruntled. "There's no need to shout about it. Look, I know we got off to a bad start, but it's not that. I just can't do a book about having babies or anything. No, I can't, for God's sake. I thought we're all done with this." Kate was astonished to see Polly burst into tears. Lovely Sasha was quick to dart across the circle and kneel down in front of her. Where did she get tissues from? Kate wondered. She wished she was the sort of adult who always had tissues ready for this kind of thing. Then she realised she looked very cold, still sitting still while her sister sobbed. She darted out of her seat and over to Polly. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. What am I like, sitting there crying all like this? Oh, fuck it. My husband wants another baby. We already have 4 children. I just got back to working full time and not being covered in vomit and shit constantly, and now he wants to start again. How do I say no? How can I tell him he can't reproduce? That's not my decision. So should he leave me and go and have a kid with someone else if I can't give him what he wants? Or is it okay for me to say no? And what does it say about me as a mother that I can't look at my poor 4 perfect children and not want more of them, not want to give them anyone else? Am I denying the existence of someone brilliant because I want to watch MasterChef without pausing it 18 times an episode? Polly's questions reeled out of her mouth without space for anyone gathered round to even begin to answer. With each question mark, Kate felt her stomach swooping lower and lower into her feet. The guilt. Oh, God, why did she get involved in Polly and Ryan's marriage? Ryan knew what he was doing. He had it all under control, just waiting until his feelings blew over, and then Kate had come along and made him talk about it. This is why she usually kept her mouth shut and just kept out of things. It was simpler and it led to far less crying. She looked at Polly, whose mascara was running in 2 enormous black rivers down her cheeks. "Maybe I should get you home, Paul," Kate tried, but Polly wailed again. "But I can't go home because Ryan's there and I can't face talking to him yet. I won't know what to say and it'll end up sounding like I don't love him or our family or something." "Paul, he'd never think that. He knows you love him and he loves you. He knew it was unlikely you'd want a baby. That's why he kept the storage locker secret." At the mention of the storage locker, several eyes in the circle widened, and Kate kicked herself mentally. Come on, Paul, she continued. Let's go back to mine and we can have a drink there before you go home. Kate looked up at Sasha. Could you text me and let me know what the next book will be, and we'll make sure we've read it by next time? Sasha nodded warmly, and Kate led a sniffing Polly out of the seminar room and towards the car. When they got back to Kate's house, she settled Polly onto the sofa and disappeared into the kitchen to find something alcoholic they could drink. She felt terribly guilty and worried. There was something so deeply, world-shatteringly wrong about Polly being upset, and Kate couldn't handle the idea of there being a problem in Polly and Ryan's marriage. When she arrived back in the living room with a mixture of amaretto and apple juice in each hand, she was surprised to see Ewan sitting on the opposite sofa to Polly, deep in conversation. Why don't you just say that to him? He sounds like a nice guy. I'm sure he'd understand, Ewan was saying. Kate was surprised to glean from that Polly had opened up to Ewan. But that's not what married people with children do, Polly said quietly, accepting the glass from Kate with a suspicious sniff. What isn't? Kate asked, sipping her drink, which tasted remarkably like a toffee apple. Going on a trip, Ewan said cheerily. Polly said she just needed a break before she could consider what she wanted, and I said, why don't you just go for it? Why does loving someone mean you have to accept the normal way of living? If you both love each other, you'll come back from your trip still loving each other. And if a trip's enough to break you, then were you that happy anyway? I could have the kids while you're away, Kate piped up, trying to remove any barriers to Polly's happiness that she could. Oh no, Polly said, looking up. I was thinking it'd be us that'd go. Boom! Your vote led to a sad breakdown from Polly at the book club, and Ewan stepping in with some ideas. And Polly wants to go away on a trip with Kate, a blow off steam and not be a mum for a few days kind of a trip. So, in the next episode, small spoiler, Kate is gonna go and see Graeme. These lovely men in her life are bringing her advice. Now, because this question of going on a trip has come up, they're going to talk about going on a trip. And Graeme is going to tell Kate about the best holiday he's ever been on. Now, was that holiday in France, Spain, the Lake District, or Reykjavik? Those are your options. France, Spain, the Lake District, or Reykjavik. And you choose one of those and it will determine where Kate and Polly go on their trip. But it will not be the place that Graeme went. It will have a weird knock-on effect. So those are your choices. Get voting by tomorrow. I'll be writing tomorrow evening, I think, because I'm going for a cycle along the beach tomorrow. So Reykjavik or Mystics already quick in with their vote. Some spring break deal bin's gone wild. Oh, I'd watch that. That's your voting. So, hey, we're going bloody global, guys. How exciting. Oh, my phone just made a noise. Why isn't that on silent? Weird. Right, and I'll see you tomorrow. So, big love to Art World's son. Tell him that your crazy online book club, wish him well, and we hope he's okay. And I'll see you lovely things tomorrow. Bye!